everybody, and welcome to Wine Library TV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk. So we've got 4 wonderful wines today, and we're going to taste some wine. But before we do that, I have to thank all of the wonderful people of Green Bay, Wisconsin, especially those wonderful folks that were at Lambeau Field yesterday for the wonderful hospitality. It's just fantastic. I went to Lambeau in 1998, very legendary place for football. 31-0 before anybody was settled. What a wonderful day it is in Jetsland. Not to mention the Broncos and Herman Edwards, that traitor liar, and the Chiefs, and your New York Giants, or should I say midgets, lost. I am just in a very, very, I mean, even the Patriots almost lost to the lowly Lions. Matthew L., I would have sent you something for that. That was close. Okay, we're going to taste 4 wines today. I'm very excited about this. You know, I like wine, and so we're going to taste it. So let's taste some goddamn wine. Wine numero uno. 2005 Hamilton Russell Estate Chardonnay. And these producers are very good. $17 on this wine. 91 points. Wine Spectator. Very much in a Burgundian style. You know, South Africa gets so much press for their reds. I thought it'd be a lot of fun to try a Chardonnay and see what it's all about. So let's give it a little bit of a whirl. Let's see what we've got going on here today. Very smoky, very golden, very big apple fruit, very buttered popcorn on the mid-nose to the finish. It's very obvious to me. Yeah, a lot of oak and a lot of butter, a lot of cream, a little butterscotch, but very heavy on the buttered popcorn aspect. A little bit of apple and pear, but very Burgundian on the nose. Because it's not as over the top as California is, even though it definitely has a lot of those buttered popcorn flavors. You can see the color is just outrageous. I mean, very, very golden. Really, really cool. Little hints of pineapple, well integrated with the rest of the flavors of butter and oak, little smoked wood. A little too much acidity on the mid palate. Big finish, lots of flavor. A little bit too over the top with the oak for me. This is way too oaky and buttery for me. There's a lot of people that love this style, and listen, there's a lot of times I would like this style as well. So you have to know what you're getting into. Definitely for a New World Kistler Chardonnay fan, Peter Michael, you'll like this, except be aware. There's a lot of heat. There's a lot of acidity. It is young. It's an 05, and that will curtail over time. However, I'm not feeling this at the 91-point level. I'm going to score this wine 88 points because it's extremely solid. I like it. It's a nice wine for $17. There's nothing to be afraid of. I would even recommend it, especially if you like going to the movies. But I will tell you right now, in my book, it's not going to change my life. It's not going to do that. No siree. And let's move on. And we're going to move on to a fun wine here. Let me give it a little rinse. This is the 2004 Teldeschi Vineyard, 14.9% alcohol content, Ravenswood Zinfandel. Very famous winery from California. People have been asking me feverishly to taste a Ravenswood, and so we're going to do that. We're going to try the 14.9 Zinfandel. And this wine is rated 90 to 93 points by Stephen Tanzer, 24 US dollars. Stephen Tanzer, the very highly acclaimed and popular wine critic, probably right there, you know, a step above Robert Parker in popularity, but very respected and very followed. And we are super excited to announce that we will be having him in the shop. Not this Saturday, but the upcoming Saturday. So if you're a big Tanzer guy, I am, you can definitely come out and check him out. He's got a new book coming out, so we'll see what that's all about. Big time wine critic. So we're excited about that. And so we've got a wine here that's rated 90 to 93, which is very high by Steven. And we expect big things. Nice color. You know, anytime you see a Tanzer score this high, you're expecting a great wine because he is a little more conservative than the other critics. Very dark cherry, black licorice, almost plum aspect on the nose. Really nice nose. Very concise, sharp, very right to the point. Right to the point of attack. Like Jonathan Vilma, you know? This is a nice wine. Good licorice, very dark fruit, lots of tannins, big wine, extremely young. Would definitely want to put this away for a couple of years. This is a nice Zinfandel. Well made. Very polished, very smooth, solid effort. Fading a little bit on the finish, and that's got me a little bit perplexed. It's got great chocolate, dark fruit. It's a nice Zinfandel, but you know, the more, hold on, I'm gonna give it one more whirl. It's really disappearing on my finish, and that concerns me a little bit. There also is a little bit of disjointness from the mid palate to the finish. Back and forth with this wine. It's got nice structure, it's got nice fruit. There's a lot of things going for it. It's definitely missing the star quality. No doubt, Simon Cowell would kick this wine out. It doesn't have that it factor. And on top of that, I find the finish is lacking. And so for those reasons, I'm going to give it an 89-point score. I like it. You know, it's funny. I think there would be a lot of people that would like this wine a lot and could really, you know, in their own books find this to be a 91 to 92 point wine. Not in my book, because it seems just too standard of a Zinfandel, and, you know, and that's what 89 point Zinfandel tastes like, in my opinion. $25, $24, it is what it is. There's some things going on there that are very attractive and are of 92, 93 point rating quality. The beginning, the overall fruit, the structure, the smoothness, just the finish and the disjointness and the lack of the it factor make me only score this 89 points. Let's move on. This is the Trapiche 2004 Malbec, and they call this the Vina Victoria Coletto. This is one of the reserve Malbecs. It comes from 50-year-old Malbec vines, $35 US, 93 points. Wow, look at this color. 93 points, wine enthusiast. Give it a big, big rinse. There we go, big bottle too. Look at that. $7.50, but it looks like a mag. 15% alcohol. Nice dark color. Very dark, actually. Great, great color. Very oaky nose. Very obvious that this is, you know, heavily oaked, which has me a little perplexed and worried. Malbec, I find with too much oak, it's a little bit bland and dull. This is a very young wine. There's a lot of tannin structure. It's very big. What I don't like about this wine right off top is that the characteristics are almost more Cabernet than Malbec. And I hate that. I hate the New World aspect of this that are turning wines into tasting all the same. Big fruit bombs, massively over the top. Again, I think I'm getting a bad rap for not liking over-the-top New World wines, because I do like them. I think there is a time and a place. However, sometimes when they're making themselves out to be what they're not, that bothers me. And this is really tasting more like California Cabernet than Malbec from Argentina. And that sense of place and terroir and all those things that are lost in this wine perplex me, worry me, and really it's a more global issue that I'm scared that's going on in the wine world overall. That being said, it's a delicious style. It's very overly oak, so there are some people who will love this, some people that will hate this. You're getting great fruit salad, plums and grapes and cherries, a little chocolate. There's some bitterness and there's some greenness, almost like the stems got in there a little bit, which kind of tail off and gets a little vegetal on the finish. Again, more of a Cabernet characteristic. So there's a mixed bag here. I'm going to score this wine 88 points. It's good, but boy, there are a lot of wines that you can find out there at $15 from California and Australia, Cabernets that taste exactly like this. And saying that for a wine that's a Malbec really has me concerned about the overall direction of this project. Let's give this a roaring pass, and let's hope, obviously they're not going to listen to me, but let's hope somebody that these people will listen to we'll ask them to go back a little bit more to their roots, because Trapiche is a great winery with some great stuff, and one of the first names that I knew going into the wine business from Argentina. It's a legendary place, and you know, it's a wine that I'd like to see some better efforts out of. Okay, let's move on. The Willows 2003 Barossa Shiraz, 92 points. Robert Parker, mid-20s, 34-year-old Barossa Shiraz vines. I'm excited to try this. I visited this winery 4 or 5 years ago before they were bringing in, or before we were able to get the Barossa Shiraz. So I'm excited about trying this. Again, $28 or so on this wine, 92 points, Robert Parker. You know, what I feel like right now? I feel like I live in Green Bay, Wisconsin, and I love Brett Favre, and I was going into this weekend, and I was really excited because the Jets aren't that great. You know, they're overrated. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to enjoy a nice cup of cocoa with a hamburger with some butter on it. I'm going to watch my Packers destroy the Jets. Boom! 30 minutes later, we're losing 31-0. I'm sad, and it's just a tough day. Well, guess what? I almost said Gary Vaynerchuk. That third person thing is killing me. I feel the same way. I'm in a great mood. The Jets just won a big game. Family's healthy. Everything's going great. People are spreading the Wine Library name. Things are going great. The community's growing. The forums are fun. Everything's so much fun. We love each other. And I just drank 4 subpar wines. Not one wine that I can recommend today, which is devastating because on paper I should be recommending 4 wines. This is all 90 and above point scored wines by Major Press, and this one may be the worst of the bunch. The nose is kind of just diluted. The flavor profile's really off. And I had to go into this story because these people had me in their home and were nice to me, and we had a dinner and everything. I mean, this is tough for me to pan this wine, but I'm going to give this wine 84 points because I have to be fair. And you know what? This wine is juicy, sour mess of a wine. I mean, I'm just really not happy with it at all. A lot of muted fruit. I have no idea how Parker went 92 points in this wine. I find it thin, fake full, disjointed. This is Gary Vaynerchuk, and I'm going to ask you the question of the day. Here's my question to you. I don't have one, so I'm going to have to come up with one right now on the spot. And the question is very much this. Post your recipe for chili. I'm making some this weekend, and I want to try a different way. I know some of you've got it. Other than that, I appreciate everything that's going on. We're looking forward to a great week. I'm so baffled and off-key because of these 4 wines. I apologize. But we will see you next time on Wine Library TV because you, with an itsy-bitsy part of me, we are changing the wine world. Playoffs.